Okay, we're back in sandbox mode. This time we're going to look at some of the chain Q resets you can do. This setup is just with Triforce and Titanic, but depending on what items you get, usually with damage items it's very easy to get extremely long combos like this. And it's just a question of getting used to your Q damage with the Sheen, without the Sheen, or alt and any other actives. So in this example, this is going to be a Titanic RQ to the first melee minion, and then just a plain Q to the last caster minion. So as we can see, we can very quickly cover the space of probably about 1,000 range with 2 Q resets on a minion wave. Theoretically, you can also do 3 resets on a wave, but in this case, it didn't really help the range very much. Our second example is a more typical example. Here we're just going to use our Q reset on the first and last caster minions. This is possible basically at any time after you can Q reset without your Sheen of a caster minion. Here in this third example, we time our dashes with the incoming minion wave. This allows us to use basically the length of 2 minion waves for our Q resets. As you can see, the amount of range we cover is absolutely enormous. There's like very few other champions that have this kind of range and can make picks like this. In this clip we see again using 2 minion waves together, and you may notice here that the Sheen is now off cooldown. So if we time this correctly, we can have our Sheen up after we Q reset off the last minion, which allows us some extra burst when we're trying to chase someone down across a minion wave like this, as opposed to directly queuing to them while our Sheen is still off cooldown after using just 1 Q reset. In this example, we combine simple Q resets with RQ resets to get resets on melee minions. And then here on the second wave, on the melee minion. Using long chain Q resets and timing with the incoming minion waves allows us to make really long picks with Irelia. And as I said before, Irelia is probably one of the best champions at making this kind of picks. Unfortunately, this is only possible inside lanes, so when you're trying to make picks in the jungle, she has much less range. The most important thing to do when you're doing this is really to keep track of your damage of your Qs with and without your Q resets, and with any other damage modifiers, for example like your alt or Titanic Hydra active. And it's good to practice these because sometimes it can be a little bit hard to Q minions as they come into vision. So spending a few minutes in practice tool, practicing getting your Q resets in quickly after each other on the full length of a minion wave will help you make the combos a little bit smoother while you're in game, and overall speed up the pace that you can make these picks.